Imagine walking into a theater in 1986 expecting a stylish thriller, and instead getting one of the most disturbing, sexually charged, and psychologically twisted films ever made. Roger Ebert, America's most trusted movie critic, didn't just dislike Blue Velvet. He gave it 1 star and basically accused director David Lynch of exploiting his lead actress. But decades later, Isabella Rossellini, the woman at the center of the controversy, fired back. Today, we're diving into why Roger hated this movie so much, and why so many people, including the star herself, believe he got it wrong. In fairness to Roger, Blue Velvet divided critics when it was released, but Roger was very vocal about his feelings about the film, and of course he had the biggest platform to share his opinion. In 1986, mainstream American cinema didn't have many movies like this one. David Lynch's Blue Velvet takes us to the picture-perfect town of Lumberton, where beneath the lawns and robins lies a nightmare of violence, voyeurism, and raw sexuality. The film pushed boundaries hard, especially with its BDSM and kink elements. Frank Booth, played brilliantly by Dennis Hopper in a career-defining performance, dominates Dorothy Valance, played by Isabella Rossellini, in ritualistic, sadomasochistic scenes. We see Frank inhaling poppers and dishing out verbal abuse, physical violence, and humiliation at Dorothy. Jeffrey, played by Kyle MacLachlan, gets pulled into it when he tries to watch. This wasn't softcore titillation. The scenes were graphic, uncomfortable, and deeply psychological. For 1986, this was groundbreaking and shocking. Most films didn't touch this kind of explicit power dynamics, trauma, and eroticized violence in a mainstream context. Lynch didn't glamorize it. He made it disturbing, tying it to themes of repressed desires and the darkness under American suburbia. Roger Ebert saw something different. In his 1-star review, he praised the raw power of the disturbing scenes and called Rossellini's performance convincing and courageous. But he argued that Lynch undermined the film's seriousness with sophomoric satire and campy small-town jokes. Roger felt that tonal whiplash, horror mixed with quirky humor, trivialized the pain. He wrote that Lynch was denying the strength of his material by treating it like an in-joke. Others saw it differently. The contrast was precisely the point. Most controversially, Roger accused Lynch of exploiting Isabella Rossellini. Roger writes, "She is degraded, slapped around, humiliated, and undressed in front of the camera. And when you ask an actress to endure those experiences, you should keep your side of the bargain by putting her in an important film." He pitied the actors and was angry at the director for taking liberties with them. Roger didn't stop at the review. He later interviewed Lynch and wrote a follow-up piece called "My Problem with Blue Velvet." Lynch came across as sincere, explaining personal inspirations. But Roger still believed Lynch used his talent in an unworthy way. It became one of the biggest critic-director clashes of the era, and even split Roger from his partner Gene Siskel, who loved the film. This was one of the few times I agreed with Gene over Roger, who usually enjoyed edgier content. Fast forward decades. In 2024 interviews, Isabella Rossellini directly addressed Roger's criticism, saying, "I remember, I was told that Roger Ebert said that Lynch had exploited me, and I was surprised because I was an adult. I was 31 or 32. I chose to play the character." She emphasized she read the script, understood it would be controversial, and had no reservations. Rossellini has defended the film passionately. "I think my character was the first time we did an abused woman, but also she camouflaged herself behind what she was asked to be. That's the complexity of Blue Velvet, but also the great talent of David Lynch. I thought he did a fantastic film. I love Blue Velvet." She pushed back against the idea that actresses are passive victims, saying the myth diminishes acting and women in general. So why did Roger hate Blue Velvet? For him, the mix of profound pain and quirky humor felt like a betrayal of the serious material, and a failure to honor the bravery of the performances. For many others, Lynch created something revolutionary, a surreal masterpiece that exposed the darkness beneath the American dream. Blue Velvet didn't just push limits in 1986. It helped open the door for bolder explorations of sexuality, trauma, and kink in cinema. If you watch Blue Velvet again today, it's still very raw and disturbing, though it's not as surprising given what we've seen from Hollywood since the film debuted in 1986. What do you think? Was Roger Ebert right to call out exploitation, or did he miss the film's genius? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this, Please like and subscribe, and come back for more deep dives. Thanks for watching.